Board Gamers podcast. My name is Rick, and I'm joined today by Tom Cauldron. Hello, Tom.
Hey, Rick.
Hello. This is episode 74, and we're going to be talking about some of the games that we played recently, what's been going off at the club. We're going to have a chat about UK Games Expo, and we've got a spotlight feature as well on Ark Nova.
Classic game.
So we've got plenty to talk about. But before all that, I've been to a new shop that's opened up in Sheffield. It's just round the corner from where I work in Tankersley. So it's literally like 5 minutes drive away. So it's really handy. It's a big place called Model Workshop. It's a bit of an uninspiring name, unfortunately.
I presume you can guess what it's doing.
Yeah.
You don't have to interpret any cryptic clues.
As you would kind of guess, it features a lot of models, so a lot of Games Workshop stuff, a lot to do with like modelling, painting, things like that. So they have a lot of paints there, a lot of the accessories. They do actually have the plastic kits, the old plastic kits that you used to put together as a kid with like planes and cars and things. They've got a few of those in there, but they do have a few board games as well. They've got a small board game selection. So they've got one of the walls, and they've got a few like popular games on there, and a few that I haven't seen before. Mm-hmm. So it was good to pop down there at dinner time and have a wander around, and then head back to work for the afternoon. They've got like a big shop at the front. It's basically on an industrial estate. It's like a unit in an industrial estate. So the parking's quite good. There's quite a lot of parking outside, but they've got like a shop area. So when you go in, there's like a retail kind of bit with loads of stuff for sale. Like I said, a lot of Warhammer stuff, but they've also got other wargaming stuff, scenery, and like I said, they do have a few board games as well. And then in the back, they've got another big room where they have tables set up for players. So when I went in, there was a few people there playing a few different games. But I think you can go and play anything you want there. So if you like a particular variety of game, then there's no reason why you can't go there. But they do have their own scenery and stuff for Warhammer, and
sounds like a similar sort of setup to what we got in Sheffield with the Outpost.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, very similar to Outpost. Yeah, maybe a smidge smaller. It's not quite as big as that. Yeah, as that one, but it's not far off. I would say it is quite a big place. They've got a little cafe as well, the way they do drinks and snacks and things like that. So if you want a sandwich or a coffee or something, you can order those as well. So yeah, it was good. I enjoyed it. I had a good wander around. I bought a few little bits while I was there.
Oh, very nice.
And it's handy. It's handy to have something close by to work where I can just pop in and have a wander around. But there's more and more of these kind of shops opening up as well. At one point, not long ago, there were none at all. Well, one or two, maybe the big Games Workshop owned stores, and that was it. But they seem to be becoming more and more popular and bigger. So
yeah,
I don't know if Warhammer's having a bit of a resurgence or something, but yeah, they seem to be popping up all over.
Well, yeah, it's a big industry. There's a lot of people want to play with little figures and move around the map and say I've shot you. I mean, it's all slightly alien to me. I don't really know much about the whole war game scene and miniatures and things. But yeah, everyone seems to be having fun when we look across from our board gaming tables at the Outpost and see all the people gathering around the scenery, intently staring at the little figures.
So that's what I've been doing. And then the other thing is UK Games Expo, which is at this time of recording is a week's time.
Yes, that's coming up in a week's time as we record this. Yeah, I'll be down there for the whole weekend from Thursday evening to right through to Sunday, and I'll be helping out on the Playtest UK area.
Oh, that sounds good. Yeah,
it's mainly just sort of wandering around and trying to get passers-by to play test some games that people have brought. So yeah, it's. Have
you done that before, or is that like a new thing?
Yeah, most times over the last I don't know 6-7 years, I've helped out to some extent there.
Right.
Maybe just a little bit here and there while I'm doing something else other days.
Yeah.
And some days been helping out most days. This year I'm going to be that's going to be my main thing, helping out there every day.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I'll have my red t-shirt on, walking around, trying to pound some people as they pass by.
Yeah.
Actually, sometimes they're really easy. Last time we had like people queuing up to try out games, which was
that's good.
Nice.
Yeah.
I mean, there's lots of real games over there. Why would you want to try these half-done ones? But I didn't say that.
It's good that people are showing interest. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I presume a lot of them were sort of interested in the sort of design process and themselves. And it's interesting to see all the different ideas that people have got. Out.
I presume they'll be bringing buy-in shows and all the other stuff that's going off it.
I think it's. I think it's all the same stuff as before, just probably slightly bigger again, because it keeps them getting slightly bigger.
They do, It gets bigger and bigger every year, doesn't it? Yeah.
And they'll have the side things like all the seminars and the comedy shows and the music shows and things.
Yeah. So we'll definitely report back when we've been. And
yes, it's going to be a full weekend.
Yeah.
It's going to be fun.
Yeah, you'll have a sore throat by the end of it.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Anything else you've been up to this past month or so?
Well, I'll just quickly mention it's been on holiday, which is nice.
Oh, very nice.
Went up to the Lake District. I mean, that's not much of a gaming thing, except this is one of those opportunities where we got to play a game in the place where it belongs, like when you go to, like people who go to Carcassonne and play Carcassonne and things. In this case, we went to the Lake District and played a game by the Ragnar brothers called Backpacks and Blisters. Right. It was about going on a nice day around the Lake District and walking to Scarfell and getting the bus, the 555 bus back to Keswick and things, And then as we were going around the Lake District, we went, that's a 555 bus going to Keswick. Anyway, yes, it was. It's a fairly light family game, but it was just nice to play it in the place where it belongs.
Yeah. I quite like playing games while I'm away on holiday because it kind of, you've got plenty of time to do it. You're not in a rush. You've got, the evenings spare. So it's the ideal time to break something out, isn't it, and play something.
If it ends up being like a really rainy week, then you'll end up playing more of them.
Yeah. Very good. So, shall we move on to the games that we played recently then?
Let's, yes.
So the first game that I've got is a game called Nidavellir. So this is a kind of bidding auction type game. It's probably a couple of years old now. It's from 2020. It's one that I've played a few times now, so I thought I'd bring it to the club. So we played it at the club last week. Played it five player, and everybody seemed to enjoy it. Have you played this one at all, Tom?
I have a couple of times. I think it's been your copy that I've played.
Right, okay. So it's basically an auction game. The idea is that you're trying to organise an army to fight a dragon. So you need to hire these dwarfs that are all in pubs.
I wasn't really. I completely forgot. I played it a couple of times, but I completely forgot the basic premise of the theme. Because it's not really what you're doing, is it?
There is nothing. Yeah, you're kind of bidding on cards, really. But there's three pubs in the middle of the table, and each one contains a set of dwarfs. And the dwarfs come in different clans. So there's 5 different clans represented by different colours, and each clan will score in slightly different ways. So some are just worth points. So they might be just worth a number of points, and then you add that all up at the end. Some go up on a scale. So you've got like a player board where it goes up on a scale, and the more clans you get, the more points you get. There's another one where it multiplies by the number of dwarfs you've got by the number on the card. So there's a few different ways that they actually score at the end. So basically what you're doing is collecting sets of different colours and trying to maximise your score at the end. But the way that you bid on the dwarfs is with these coins. So you've got 5 cardboard tokens that have got numbers on the other side, and they're representing your money that you're spending to hire these dwarves. So everybody will bid on each one of these pubs all at the same time, so it's a simultaneous thing. You all place your 5 coins face downwards. So 3 for each of the pubs, and then 2 at the bottom in your pouch, which are going to go unused. The highest coin will get first pick of the row, the pub that you're bidding on, so you'll do that 3 times. But one of the cool things is that you can upgrade your coins. So there's a coin rack, which is made out of cardboard, and it's got all these cool tokens sort of slotted into it. You can upgrade your coins by using a special coin, and you get two of them added together. So you discard one and then get a higher number. So as you go throughout the game, you're basically building up the value of the coins that you've got that you're using to bid on these 3 locations. You can go higher. You can get like one coin really high up on the chain and try and make that your main one, or you can kind of spread it out a little bit and make each coin a little bit more. But there are only a few rounds, and there's 2 ages, so there's 2 sets of a few rounds. So it is a fairly quick game. So even if you are upgrading your coins, you're not going to upgrade them all. You're only going to upgrade like a certain number over the period of the game. So it's got that kind of really nice balance of, do I use this for bidding or do I upgrade it to a different coin? Am I bothered about which card I get out of that set? Because there might be like a lot of in each pub there might be several cards that I'm happy with. I'm happy with any of those apart from maybe one. So I'm not bothered. I'll just bid a low coin on that and maybe upgrade the other one to something else. So it's got that kind of nice balance of the auction of bidding for these cards, but then also balancing it off with which coins you want to upgrade and building up that for sort of future turns. There's a few other little bits in there as well. There's some bonus cards that give you like special abilities, and there's like a bonus in the middle of the game where you get an extra thing. So you might get like a special coin, or you might be able to break ties and always win ties. So there's a couple of bits like that. But yeah, we played it 5-player at the club. Everybody seemed to have a good time with it. Like I say, it was over fairly quickly. It was probably about an hour to play at 5 players. I think the box says 45 minutes, but I think that's only if everybody knows what they're doing and there's nobody sort of sat thinking about what min-maxing the best way to do it. But yeah, it took us about an hour, which wasn't too bad with 5 players. And everybody had a good time, I think. Yeah,
a couple of times I played it. It's been enjoyable.
Yeah, it's fairly straightforward. Like I said, the theme maybe gets lost a little bit because you ended up just collecting cards, but all the cards have like unique portraits on them and the name of the person that you're sort of hiring into your army. Yeah, that's what we played. We played Nidavellir, 2 to 5 players, 45 minutes, 2020. Designer is Serge Leger.
I don't know if Nidavellir is pronounced Nidavellir or not. I think the D is some sort of weird.
Yeah.
Anyway,
yeah.
Nidavellir.
You could be entirely right. Yeah, I could be completely mispronouncing it. It's not.
I don't know. Yeah. Okay, shall I go for one of my games now?
Yeah.
Well, several of my games, in fact, because I'm talking about Chronicles of Crime, the Millennium series.
Oh, okay.
It isn't just one game; it's 3.
Mm-hmm.
Except each box, it's one of these games where you've got individual scenarios that you play through. It's a sort of crime-solving game. So each box comes with the basic materials, which has lots of cards with characters on, and lots of cards with locations on, and some items, cards with items on, and then the actual scenarios are on an app. So it might say you go to this place and person number 35 and person number 26 is there, and in this scenario they're called Adam and Serge or something. But in the next scenario, it's a different story, and you might meet someone who happens to use the same card, but this time they're called Sebastian. But yes, so it's using the same components for different stories. And each of these cards has a QR code. So the way of interrogating someone is you click on you scan their QR code, and then you're in interrogation mode, and you can ask them about this thing over here by scanning the QR code of that card representing the piece of paper that you're asking them about, or scan on the dead body to ask them about the dead body, and then you can go around looking at things as well by scanning the QR code, and you travel to different locations by scanning the QR code of the different location boards. So yeah, we've played the Millennium series, which is 3 different boxes of these, one set in 1400, in France. They're all set in Paris, actually. One set in 1900 in Paris, and one set in the year 2400, the distant future, in Paris, where the Eiffel Tower is a hologram now. So yeah, it's all the same basic gameplay, but obviously with different settings and slightly different, mechanics like in the future one. It's all sort of cyberpunk and Blade Runner-y, and you've got various cyber implants that you can use to do different things. Like if you've got this one this time, then if you're talking to a robot, you can zap it, or you can copy someone's biometrics to fool anything that's scanning you, that sort of thing. And you've got a mechanical raven that you can ask about people and things. Whereas obviously you don't have that in the 1400 one, but you've got something different. You've got a dog that you can send off sniffing trails and things. So yeah, I think they were all done as a sort of cohesive project. They've got different writers for each scenario, but they're all sort of based around the same sort of thing, and they try and get a lot of the boards out, so you're going to different locations, and it's all time based. So everything you do takes an amount of time. So looking at another piece of evidence takes like 5 minutes, or traveling to another location takes like 20 minutes or something. And so there's some things that you've got time limits, or if you've taken longer than this to go back to report the solution to the crime, then that takes off time from you. Takes off points from your final score and things. But yeah, it's all that style of game, like Consulting Detective and Unlock and things like that, where you're sort of working through a scenario and investigating things. There's a lot of those around, and this is a fairly story-heavy version of it. And I think the original game, Chronicles of Crime, was sort of the first one where it was sort of really app-based. There's been a few games before that have like used apps a little bit and things like what's the Alchemists was an app, a game of an app, wasn't it?
Yeah.
You can play it without, but the app just makes it easier. Things like that. But this is the first one I encountered was that really uses the app as an integral part of the gameplay. The Chronicles of Crime series, I think, has stood up fairly well, and there's always a worry with app-based games that the app's going to disappear, or the technology's going to change, and things aren't going to be compatible anymore. But I think it's lasted quite a long time, and it's still working perfectly well. And they keep on bringing out new boxes. Which of them have you played? I think I've played the original Chronicles of Crime with you.
Oh, right, okay. I can't remember that, but yeah.
I'm not entirely sure. I mean, you might have been in a room somewhere playing something else. Anyway, yes. But yeah.
I think we might have done one together. Yeah, I've played the original one, which is like set in modern day.
Yeah, Chronicles of Crime set in modern day.
Contemporary, isn't it? And then, I think I played the first two boxes. I haven't played the Cyberpunk one.
Obviously, the basic gameplay is the same, but the different settings just gives different sort of flavors of, if you like sci-fi games, maybe go for this. If you like sort of historical games, go for the 1400s one.
Yeah.
But yes, doing all the same sort of thing. Yeah, and the other thing that this does with the app is the thing of searching a scene, where one player gets a phone and can look around a scene that's been set up. So there's a body lying there, and then you pan over to the left and see a pot plant fallen over or something, and then you look up and there's a fan on the ceiling and things like that. And meanwhile, you're talking to the other player and saying, "Oh, there's some papers over there." So looking through the stack of
that was fun.
Papers.
Yeah,
and then when you come out of that, you can scan that, and that's you looking at that thing in the scene.
Yeah,
it says, "Oh, these papers say blah blah blah," and that means something. Yeah, so that's a thing that it's asking you to do it on your own and not sort of all gathering around the phone. So you're doing it and describing it and communicating it. But I suppose anyone could do it however they like. You can all gather around and all look at it, or you can do it as it's intended. But I think it's mechanically solid. It just whether you like the gameplay, whether you like the story writing or not, depends whether you like this one or all the Sherlock Holmes games or any of the other investigation games.
You need, I think to enjoy this one, you need that kind of, you need to be able to enjoy that kind of Agatha Christie, Sherlock Holmes type like a logic. It's almost like a logic puzzle, isn't it? Where you kind of get clues.
Some things are a little bit. You can piece it together.
Yeah.
Some things are just go with the story and you get vibes, or it asks questions at the end. Is how it gets your score. And sometimes you get things like, who leaked the information? And you go, hang on, what? Someone leaked the information? I don't know. But then you scan someone randomly and go, oh yeah, that turned out to be right. I get 10 points for that.
Yeah.
So yeah, you don't feel necessarily like a super detective Sherlock Holmes style, but
I think the first, from what I remember, the first couple of ones that we played, we kind of struggled a little bit with it. We found it quite difficult. Because, like you said, there's not much of a guiding hand as to. I think there's like a little tutorial that teaches you how to play the game.
I think with each of these boxes, at times. We did say, I don't know, what else do we do now? All right, go somewhere randomly.
Yeah.
And they did. I think with the nature of the story, they try and make it very convoluted, just so you get to go to lots of places and talk to lots of people.
Yeah.
So it's not just like you're in one room, here are these 3 people, just asking what happened. It's got to be, and then they mention this place over here, and then you go to that guy over there, and yeah. So I think that's kind of in the nature of what they've got to do.
Yeah.
And you end up with lots of strands that you're not quite sure.
Yeah, once we got past the first couple of scenarios and we kind of knew what we were doing, we did find it a little bit easier. And Tracy likes detective stories and like true crime and stuff like that. So she absolutely loved the original one with the the up to date one that was one set in modern times. But
I think it's the quality is pretty much the same all the way through. It's just interactive fiction, really. So if you like, if you want sci-fi, go for the sci-fi one.
Yeah.
It sounds like you do the same as we do and play it as a pair. I mean, I presume all these can be played with like any size groups, really. But it's pretty good to play as a couple.
Yeah. What's it say on Board Game Geek? 1 to 4 players. So I guess you could play it solo as well. You could play it on your own.
Yeah. I don't see why 4's a limit either. So
yeah.
It's just
60 to 90
scanning a QR code and reading out what it says, and everyone can contribute.
Okay, shall we move on to my next one then? My next one is a bit of an older game, but it's one that I've played quite recently. This is a game called Elder Sign from 2011. Have you played Arkham Horror?
Yes.
Okay, so they made Arkham Horror, and then they made Eldritch Horror, which is like a slightly slimmed down version. And then after that, they made the dice game, which is Elder Sign. So this is Fantasy Flight game, Cthulhu-based, fighting monsters, doing investigations, trying not to go insane, Cthulhu dice rolling, basically. We played it at the club, and we also played with an expansion as well. There's loads of expansions that you can get, I think. We played with the Pharaoh one, with the Egypt add-in stuff. But you can just play the base game. There's several sort of Cthulhu bad guys that you can play against in the base game. And like I said, there's plenty of expansions where you can add in more and more stuff, more characters to play as, more mechanics and stuff like that. So basically, it's a dice rolling game. Like I said, you get a load of cards out on the table with your locations, and you're trying to go and investigate these. And each one's got a row of icons on it, and these match the icons that are on some dice that you roll. So what you're trying to do is you're trying to go to a location and roll the dice that are on the icons to complete that adventure, to complete that card. So you might need a tentacles symbol, and you might need a skull symbol, for example. So the harder ones obviously need more icons, and then the easier ones require fewer. And then you'll either get a reward at the end, so you might get some equipment or a spell, or you might get Elder Signs, and Elder Signs are how you actually win the game. You need to collect a certain number of Elder Signs before the timer runs out, before the end of the game and the old one awakens. Or if you don't manage to do it, you might get health taken off you or sanity. So you've got a certain amount of health and sanity based on the character that you've picked. And if you lose it, then you're out of the game, basically. So you're going around these locations, rolling dice, trying to complete them. Each character has their own special ability, so you'll have a special power that you can use, which makes it quite interesting. And each character has their own sanity and health levels as well, so they'll be different in that way. Collecting items, collecting weapons, collecting ancient artifacts, things like that. And then your ultimate goal is collecting enough Elder Signs to defeat the bad monster at the end, whichever one it is you've picked for that scenario. So I played this a few times. I played it 2-player, and we played it 5-player at the club. I would say it's probably better at this lower player count, probably 2 or 3 would be the sweet spot, because it did take quite a long time at 5 players. Obviously, we did have a few people sort of learning it and playing it for the first time, so that took a little bit of time. But I think at 5 players, it says on the box 1 to 8 players, so you should never play with 8 players. That's just crazy. That's just Cthulhu messing with your mind. That 2 or 3, I think, is probably a sweet spot. But this is one of those rare games that I will kind of get out in an evening if I want to sort of roll some dice and play a game in the evening and there's nothing else, nothing on TV or something like that. It does play quite well single player. You can play it with just one investigator, or you can put a couple of investigators on the table and play kind of two-handed. Like I say, it is from 2011, so it is kind of showing its age a little bit now. You can get knocked out, and if you lose all your health or your sanity, you're basically out of the game. So in the instruction book, it says you can pick another character and carry on playing, but you lose all your equipment and stuff. But you're basically eliminated. So maybe it is showing its age a little bit in that way. But other than that, yeah, it's quite a fun, enjoyable game. Trying to pick the locations that you think you're going to be able to complete based on the equipment that you've already got and the character ability that you've got. Completing those, getting more and more rewards, getting the Elder Signs, trying to fight monsters. There's monsters that pop up on the board and stuff that you have to go and fight. And they'll give you reward points where you can buy more and more rewards. There is an app version. The app is really good. If you just want to play it single player and you don't want to get all the pieces out and get everything out, it's got a really good app implementation, which is available, and it's also got some expansions and stuff in the app that you can purchase as well. So that's definitely worth having a look for. But yeah, this is one that I've played 1 player. I played it 2 player. Played it at the club 5 player. We had a really good time. We did just manage to win on Tuesday, barely by the skin of our teeth. As with most of these, as with most of these Cthulhu type games, it is quite difficult, and it's quite easy to sort of lose all your sanity, and then you kind of lose the game end, or things build up and build up. It's I didn't mention it's a cooperative game as well, so you're all working together. You're not kind of working against each other. You're all cooperating to try and complete the objective.
I think there's some mechanic of if there's someone at a location, they can help you with your rolls.
Yes. If you go there on your own, you can basically store a dice. So if you fail, like on a particular card that a roll that you're trying to get, you lose a dice, but you can store one as well. So if you're after a particular kind of type of roll, you can store a dice. But the more players that are at that location, the more dice you can store.
Oh, nice.
People can play cards on your turn as well, so you can play cards out of turn to help out. So some of the cards will say, give another person a re-roll or something like that. So there is stuff that you can do on other people's turns to help you out. So there's things like that. It does have a little bit of a story. So like I say, we were in ancient Egypt. No, sorry, we were in. When's it set? Is it like 20s, 30s? Something like
Usually they say the 20s.
Something like that. We were in that kind of area in Egypt. And we were visiting pyramids and exploring the ruins and finding lost chambers and artifacts and things like that. So, yeah, the theme really comes through, and depending on the scenario that you've picked, it does work quite well. We were visiting Cairo to buy treasures and things, so it was quite good fun. But yeah, we just managed to win by the skin of our teeth. So, like on the last roll, basically, it come down to the last dice roll. We needed one thing to win, otherwise we would run out of time, and the old one would have awakened. But we managed to get the last Elder Sign and kind of seal it away. So that was quite an exciting kind of end to the game. So yeah, it went a little bit long. Like I said, like 5 players. I think we were there for a good few hours. But yeah, with fewer players, yeah, it's a really good game and it's still enjoyable.
I have played this, not for quite some time actually, but I remember it being good and tense. And I don't know how they managed. I mean, given that every dice roll is just a random event, how do they manage to make it balanced so that you either nearly win or nearly lose?
It's amazing how they do that. Yeah, I don't know. It's
presumably with so many dice rolls, they're bound to even out unless you're really, really, really unlucky.
Yeah.
Or really, really
does,
lucky.
Yeah, it does kind of go like that. Especially, I've played it a few times on the app, and I've played it in real life a few times, and it does always come down to sort of the last few turns as to what you're going to do and how you're going to manage it and how close you are. So, yeah, it's really well balanced that way. Yeah,
as long as I know roll 2 elder signs in this roll, and
so that was Elder Sign.
There are so many Lovecraft games out there now, though, so it's easy to get mixed up between them.
Yeah.
And saying, "Oh yeah, I like that. I'll get that." And I've got a totally different game.
Yeah, a lot of the Fantasy Flight ones do look very similar as well. They have similar styles of artwork and similar.
Oh yes,
characters.
They had the license for a while to do lots of them, or something like
that. Yeah, but definitely worth looking out for if you get a chance to play it.
I seem to recall one time I played it with a friend of ours who reckoned he'd solved it and could guarantee a win every time. And we did win, but I don't know whether his system was that solid. Anyway,
there's certain things you have to do. I think you have to get more stuff before you get to the end. You have to get more weapons and more. There is this kind of strategy there. Yeah, you don't just go to these locations and roll dice. You have to kind of build up your character and make sure you've got enough.
Yeah, no point going there just now because that's impossible. But if we build up a little bit, then we've got a chance.
Yeah, when the cards come out, some are just going to be too tough to do. So you'd have to come back to them or work together to try and figure out a way to get around it. But
I've just got one more game to talk about, and it's going to be fairly quick because I only played it once really, and it was kind of a learning game rather than
all right, okay.
playing it. This is a game called Ahoy. It's from Leader Games. Have you played this one?
No, I haven't. No.
Have you played Root?
Yes.
So this is not as asymmetric and complicated as Root.
Right.
But it's definitely that same. I mean, obviously, Leader Games is the same publisher, and it's got the same artist, Kyle Ferrin, but it's a different designer.
Oh, okay.
But, with those similarities, it's gonna get compared with Root a lot. Right. And it's not as much as Root, but everyone plays a slightly different character. It's where you're all pirates with different factions trying to do different things. You've got a board in front of you with various slots, and you'll roll some dice, and depending on what those numbers are, you can use those dice in different slots to do different actions. So like this action might require a 6. So if you roll the 6, you can do that one. Or this one, it's just the bigger it is, the better, or something like that. Or anything can go here, and then you move. So your dice aren't completely dictating what you can do, but it might affect what your decisions are. But my ship might be a bit different to your ship because there's 2 factions. So if you've got 2 players, you take each one of those. Then if you've got 3 or 4 players, then you've also got smugglers involved who are doing a totally different thing on their own. We were kind of all learning it at the same time.
Right.
So we're kind of trying to get to grips with what things meant.
Yeah, and everybody's doing different things.
Yes, and everyone's doing different things.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Very different. Because, we've all got the place a dice here and you can move thing. But then I've got a thing of I'm the mollusks, so I've got comrades to place on islands. Each tile is a square with sort of 4 bits of sea in it, and one of those has an island in it which has a symbol on it, which might be an anchor or a skull or something piratey, and then the other tiles are sea, and they might have other things in, like a harbour or some fog or some debris which are going to cause you to take damage if you sail into them and things like that. So you're gradually going to be placing these out. So if you are sailing off the edge of one of these tiles, then you'll draw another tile to place where you're sailing to. So you kind of discover new islands as you go, and you gradually got the whole map out. And you're trying to the mollusks and the other faction, might be sharks. Let's say sharks. I don't know. Are trying to control islands, and any zone that you control, you get the points of that zone, and zones start at value 1 and might get higher value depending on what the smuggler does. Because the smuggler is going around trying to score in a different way, trying to get cards to trade, and this card needs to go to an anchor island. So if you get to an anchor island, deliver that, you get points, and the value of the island of that zone ticks up. So yeah, we're sort of all manoeuvring our little boats around and trying to manipulate things using the dice we've got. The mollusks are spreading their comrade tokens all over the place. I can just put a comrade token here, or I could use a dice on this one to add it to 4 different islands around the place. Or meanwhile, the sharks are dropping off patrols, which are little shark fins you place on, and they're able to get rid of my comrades and attack my boats and things. And the smugglers sailing around doing their own thing. And we kind of were getting to grips with how all these different things interact with each other by the end. But it was a lot of fun, and I'd definitely like to play it again. But it's trying to work out what all the different powers that you got from all the different crew that you add to your boat. Like, this one enables you to use a dice to teleport somewhere, or this one gives you an extra point in your cannons and things. I don't know exactly whether it was unbalanced. I presume it isn't, but the mollusks won fairly easily, and it didn't seem like anyone else could stop them. But I think that's just because we didn't really appreciate the powers that some of the others had. It's definitely an interesting one. I think it'd probably play best with 3 players, but it is 2 to 4. It took us maybe an hour and a half, so it wasn't too long. And there was a lot of interesting decisions to make along the way, which is what you want from a game. It's it's from a few years ago now. It came out in 2022 apparently, but I haven't seen it until just playing it just this last week.
And is that so? Is that your copy? Have you bought a copy of this, or is it somebody else's?
No, this is the one that I played on holiday actually. Someone.
Oh right, okay. Yeah. So I have played Root, like you said, and that's kind of a similar thing where each faction is kind of each player's controls.
Everyone's sort of got a different sort of win condition.
Yeah, and they are very different. And even though I've played one game, it only seems like I've only seen like a fifth of the game, because you got these other people pottering around doing their own thing, but you don't.
Yeah, I think the time I played Root, I'd got no idea what the birds were doing over there. I was just concentrating on my bit here.
So is it a similar sort of thing to this? You're just doing your own little thing?
It's not quite, because you can see what other people are doing, and it's all reasonably straightforward. It's just like, oh my god, they can do that. I wish I could do that. They've got an extra dice. I've got that many. So it's but couldn't really appreciate all what everyone was doing until you'd sort of played it once, I think.
It's probably one of those games that once you've played it, your second game, your third game, you get more of an idea of what you should be doing and how to go about it. Okay, good. Some
amount of randomness, because some of the factions have extra cards that sort of give you extra powers, but you might draw them in a totally different order next time. So next time I might get my gunship out early, but in another game I might never see it. I can see it being a fairly quick game once you get to know it, and it does look like it'd be interesting.
Shall we move on to the spotlight then?
Yes, tell us all about Ark Nova.
So what we're doing is we're having a look at BGG and we're having a look at the most played games. So we've talked about a couple already, and these are kind of light filler games, usually where people play them towards the end of the night. So you've got a lot of people playing them.
And Ark Nova is not a light filler game, so I'm surprised it's on this list.
But the next one that we've got isn't like that. This is something different. Ark Nova is a bit of a heavier game. It takes between 90 and 150 minutes.
Or longer.
Plays between 1 and 4 players, or possibly longer. You are building up a zoo. Is its basic sort of premise, but you're doing lots of things really. You're trying to conserve animals, and you might be releasing them into the wild, and you're getting accommodations from different places, and you're collecting all these cards that give you tags and things like that. So there's a lot going on, as you'd expect from a heavy game. It is actually ranked number 2 overall on the BGG's best games list as well. But the fact that it's high up on the actually played list as well is really surprising. So it just means that a lot of people are playing this game a lot of the time. Have you played it at all, this one? Have you had a chance to?
I played this a couple of times, yes.
Yeah, I've only played it a couple of times as well. Yeah, I've played it 2-player. I played it 4, I think, as well, a couple of times. Or it might have been 3.
I think this is one of those things where I played it a 4-player game, and after 3 hours of playing, someone had scored 1 point.
Yeah, it's got that weird. It's got a kind of weird scoring thing where you've got like 2 kind of score things that kind of go up the track, and then when they cross over, that's kind of the end of the game. So you get points for. You basically got like a mat in front of you, which is like empty, and you're putting animals in there, and animals have to go into certain types of enclosures. So you have buying enclosures and things like that. There's a huge stack of cards, a huge stack of cards, similar to Terraforming Mars if you played that, where you kind of draw in loads of cards, and but you do kind of cycle through the deck quite quickly. People do tend to sort of draw quite a lot out of there, and then discard quite a lot as well. So it does go through all of them. So like I said, it is a bit of a heavier game. There's lots and lots going on. I have enjoyed my plays of this so far. I've quite enjoyed the kind of strategy of building your zoo, filling the enclosures with different types of animals. Like I said, there's like special ones as well, where like certain types of animals will need a certain type of enclosure or a certain size. You need to plan ahead for the common goals. There's like some common goals in the middle of the table where people are all working towards that, and you get more points if you hit those targets first. So they're usually good to go for. So you can have some kind of plan and something to work towards on your turn. It uses that really cool card action system as well. You've got like 5 cards in front of you, and you use one of those cards, and the higher the slot that it's in, the more powerful it is. And then it goes back down to the start again, down to the left-hand slot, and all the others slide up. So that's pretty cool. I always like that when that's in the game. So you want to wait long enough so that the action that you want is at the end of the row, so you get the best possible action out of it. But sometimes you really want to do a purchase enclosure action, but it's only like third on the list. So you have to kind of decide: am I going to leave it another turn and hope that it moves and do it on the next turn when it moves up, or do I do it now and get a slightly weaker action out of it? So that's pretty cool. But yeah, just surprised it's being played as much as it is. So obviously a very popular game, and a lot of people really like it. Comes in quite a big box. There's a few expansions out for it and different maps and things, I think, as well. If you've played the base game quite a lot, which it sounds like people are doing, then there's other stuff that you can drop in there as well.
Yeah, it's a great game. I don't think the designer of it has designed any games before this. I think they've done one other game after, which was sort of a Sanctuary, an Ark Nova game or something.
Yeah, Matthias Wig.
But yeah,
is a gentleman's name.
Yes, or Vigor.
I'm not
sure.
Could be.
WIGGE. Yes, I don't know. Yeah, it's so it's amazing that they came up with this and it exploded into like geek rankings or something.
Yeah, it is quite popular. There is, like you said, there is just a recently released kind of smaller, slightly streamlined version. I've not played that one, but
yeah. But this is the mechanic with the cards having the longer you wait for it to move up, the better it is, that type of action gets stronger. That's just a nice moment as people are sort of learning it. They go, "Ooh, yes," because it's immediately graspable how that would be an interesting thing to try and work with.
And it does help with learning the game as well, because you've got these 5 actions that you can do, and they're all kind of laid out in front of you. Each one's a card, and it tells you on the card what it does.
You've got 5 actions.
You can upgrade them. I think you flip them over to the other side, and there's a slightly better version on the other side.
Yeah, upgrades are hard to come by.
Yeah, that's quite difficult to do.
You can only get like 4 upgrades maximum.
Yeah. But it all kind of makes sense. Yeah, it's thematically it's quite good as well. I do always like a kind of zoo game with animals in it and things like that. There's probably quite a lot of those out there at the moment, but
the massive deck of animals is sometimes feels a bit weird.
Yeah.
Like, I've got this power that means I'm somehow better at getting bears or something. All I need is a bear.
Yeah.
Where are the bears? Not coming out. I don't know.
Yeah, quite a lot of the time you do need specific types of cards. And there's a huge stack. There's a massive stack of cards, and you're just thinking, will I ever actually see one? Yeah. Artwork on the cards is quite good.
Yes.
Yeah, all the different
photographs of animals.
Yeah, all the different types of animals. A bit of flavour text about where they live and how they, what kind of animals they are and things like that. That's always interesting.
Yes, and feels quite worthy in that the 2 tracks. One of them is how entertaining your zoo is, your popularity, but the other one is your conservation score. So how good are you at being a good conservator of nature? And
you need to invest in both to get those 2 tracks to kind of cross over and
to be a really good zoo, which kind of makes sense.
Yeah. So nice. Thumbs up from us by the sounds of it.
Yeah, and you say it's one of the most played games. According to people logging things on Bitboard Geek. Yeah. Wow, that's a lot of hours put in.
Yeah, like I say, 90 to 150 minutes.
I've definitely had 3.5 hours.
Probably longer, yeah. Probably longer if you're newish to the game. But yeah, it can go on quite long, especially with the high play count. I did actually play it. The last time I played it was a 2-player, and it all worked fine. It all worked really smoothly and quickly.
I think I've played it at 2-player.
The turns were quite snappy. So yeah, if you don't want it to be at the shorter end, play with fewer players. But anything else you want to add, or?
No, I think we should go on to the question of the week.
Okay. Yeah, so me and Samuel had this discussion last week. But be interesting to hear your take on it. We kind of discussed, games that are sort of sat on our shelf that we haven't played yet.
Yeah.
Which is kind of the modern kind of the problem with board gaming: not enough time, too many games.
People keep on designing new games, don't they?
Yeah, there's more and more games coming out that we want to play, and we keep buying more and more, and then those other games are kind of sat there. So do you have many unplayed games, or do you kind of rattle through them and get them?
No, I have got some unplayed games, but not that many.
Oh, that's
I tend
good.
to, after getting a game, get it played fairly soon.
Right.
Or try to.
Yeah.
I mean, that might be the only time we play it for the next 5 years, but but yeah, it kind of feels like a responsibility to do it. It would be wrong to buy something and leave it.
Yeah.
Having said that, I have got some games that I bought because it looked interesting, or there was something about it, or I liked the design or something, and never got a chance to play it.
Right.
Generally things that need 3 players to play, so you can't just get it out at home and have a go. It'd be a case of organising it to take to the club or whatever.
Yeah. I've definitely got a few that need more than 2 players that are currently unplayed. Yeah.
And some games are a bit harder to get played at the club, like older and longer games.
Yeah.
So I've got a game called Greinaland. I'm pronouncing it like that because it's got one of them weird A's and E's stuck together. Yeah. So I'm just sort of, it must be pronounced sort of foreign-like.
Yeah.
But that's an old game by Vladimir Kvatil.
Oh, right, okay.
Czech Games, Galaxy Trucker and Code Names and so forth.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's not one I know much about, but it's a game that I've had on my shelf for ages, and I've just got it because Vladimir Kvatil.
Yeah.
But it takes at least 3 people to play, and
right.
Never quite got around to getting it out.
Yeah, there are those barriers, aren't there? Either player count or length of the game, or maybe there's some other reason you're just not, you need a certain kind of group to play it or something that you just need the stars to align to get that particular game played. Yeah. I know there's definitely some in my collection that probably falls into that category as well.
Generally, if it's the longer it is and the older it is, and also the less slick the presentation is, the harder it is to get to the table.
Yeah.
Or to get it out in preference to something else.
I think that kind of modern day games, we kind of take the kind of artwork and the presentation for a little bit for granted now, because they all
they all look back really like good. 10 years and it's like real difference.
Yeah. And you can definitely tell some of the older games by either the artwork or the graphic design or whatever it might be. Lots of cubes instead of miniatures.
Exactly.
So that's possibly another barrier as well, as trying to get people interested in something that looks maybe a little bit dated. But a lot of these kind of old games, I mean, we've talked about some older games today that we've played and enjoyed and found really, really interesting and had good fun playing them. There's nothing to say that, these are bad games or anything.
No, but presentation does matter, doesn't it? I mean,
just
to get you enthusiastic about playing it in the first place and getting people over to have a look at it. It's just if it's ugly, it's a little bit of a hurdle to get over, even if the fundamental gameplay is what we should be really, really working on. Yeah. I mean, being game aficionados, we should just be looking at the pure gameplay aspects of it. But if it's ugly, you don't end up playing it.
Especially if it's like if it's a designer that you know as well, like I said, like that game that you mentioned, that's usually a reason to pick it up as well and try it, especially if you like their other games. I've definitely seen old games from designers that I've picked up that I've just picked up because of the designer, and sometimes they kind of sit unplayed for a while.
I've got quite a few games by Martin Wallace, who did sort of churn out quite a lot. So some of those might be brilliant, and some might be a bit, what? This is a bit weird.
Same. Ryan
Knizia just sort of does like a game every week.
I do tend to, like once a year or so, I do tend to look through my Unplayed Games and try and get them. I have a bit of a push, so I'll bring them to the club, or I'll offer them out on the Discord. I said to someone who wants to play this with me, and try and get as many played as I can. Do you, if you don't play it, do you kind of get rid of it in the end? Do you just think, I've had that a couple of years and nobody's bothered about playing it, so we'll just sell it? Do you play? Would you ever get rid of Unplayed Games, or do you just hang on to them?
Well, we try to.
So you get around to it eventually.
Not very good at getting rid of things. I mean, sometimes when we come to sort of pick some games to try and get rid of, we go, what was this? Can't remember. Let's have a go at it.
Yeah.
So that ends up with a played game anyway.
Right.
So it's difficult to get rid of games. But this is an actual use for the recording plays thing. I know you do that as well, don't you?
Yeah.
But sometimes I go, why the hell am I recording this? I don't know. But it is handy sometimes to go back and say, I haven't played this game since 2017.
Yeah.
Maybe I should get rid.
Yeah. I've played it 3 times, or I've played it 10 times, or I've only played it once, or something like that. Yeah, you can look at those kind of stats and judge then, can't you, whether you want to keep hold of it or if it's worth selling on to somebody else or something.
Yeah, I really ought to go through my collection and get rid of some of the stuff that's just sitting there rather than enhancing my life.
Nah. Sometimes they're just nice objects to have, aren't they?
Yes, that is true. It is nice to have lots of games.
There's a bit of a collector's kind of mentality where, you want the full set of something, so you want all 3 games, so you might not have played one of them, but you wanted them all to complete the set or something like that. There is a little bit of that as well, isn't there?
A little bit. I don't have I luckily don't have that too much, but I do have a full shelf of Pandemic.
Right.
Other than that,
yeah,
I can quite happily sit there with 2 of Uwe Rosenberg's Cottage Garden type games, and they did 3 of them, but I don't need the other one. Yes, don't need to complete that set. And this time of year, when I'm just about to go to UK Games Expo, I'm looking at my shelves and thinking, probably ought to make some room for new stuff. Can't buy new stuff unless I've got rid of old stuff.
Yeah. Some people are like a 1 in and 1 out system, don't they? So
I think I'm going to have to start doing that. Yeah.
To get a new game, they have to try and get rid of an old game, either give it away or sell it on somewhere or something along those lines. Especially if you're limited on space, like we're kind of running out of space now and shelf space. So yeah, it's getting to the point where there's no more room.
Yeah, I mean, we dealt with that by buying another 4x4 Kallax.
You can
still
you can compress your games, put your expansions in your main box, things like that. Space. So that's our Unplayed Games. Anything else you want to add, or we've pretty much covered everything there?
No.
Okay. Right. Okay. Well, thank you for joining me, Tom. It's been great talking to you as usual.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun.
Thank you for talking to us. We've been the Sheffield Board Gamers. Thank you for listening, and we'll catch you on the next episode. So goodbye for now.
Bye.